Thank you. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Rama Gopal, moderator of this session, and I'm working as Deputy Director General in Department of Telecommunications and in a sub-office called National Center for Communication Security. And this organization is responsible for creating the framework and implementing the mandatory testing, security testing for the telecom equipment which are likely to be inducted into public networks in India. I welcome you all to this session on security and trust for 5G networks and applications. Before I touch upon the importance of this session, let me introduce my panelists who are with me. Dr. Tejuka Satoru, Chair 5G MF Security Studies Committee, Keio University, Japan. Mr. Emmanuel Dotaro, 6G IA Governing Board Member, VP Networld Europe, VP Thales, France. Dr. Hui Shu, CICT Mobile Communication Technology, China. Mr. Dong Yong Kim of Samsung Research, South Korea, and Mr. Sanjeev Dhalam, Vice President, Core Planning and Network Security of Bharti Airtel, India. The 5G networks promises high speed, ultra reliable, low latency, massive machine-to-machine communications, and these advantages which are offered by 5G networks have driven the countries to quickly adapt and deploy those things to reap the economic benefits and improve the general conditions of the citizens. These networks are designed with a premise of zero trust. That means every element of 5G network validates the other element before it talks. So we should be looking at security as a chief requirement in 5G networks. While looking for these economic benefits, there is a strong need to ensure safety and security of the public networks, which will be supporting the infrastructure like power, financial institutions, transport, communication, and there is a possibility of using them for smart cities, e-governance, in healthcare, and smart manufacturing, and so on, autonomous vehicles, and so on. These 5G networks compared to earlier networks have much wider applications in day-to-day life and industrial automation. Any security lapse which can compromise these networks and bring them down can result in catastrophic consequences, both to lives as well as the property. So it is necessary that we try to focus on the security and try to bring in the importance and then try to see how best we could enable the systems to make their 5G networks secure. In a recent report, which is presented by Mr. Carsten Null of Security Research Labs, Berlin, he has reported in one of the seminars in one IEEE that they could breach the 5G networks very easily. And most of the reasons stated by him for these things are like poorly configured clouds, use of backdoor revealing APIs due to the software which has been picked up from the internet and used, and then lifting and shifting of pre-existing software components into containers, compromising the container isolation. That is, when you try to use the existing software without rewriting it, that has compromised the isolation of the containers, and then poorly configured configuration that made the lateral movement of the hackers very easy. So it is very, very important that we give a special focus for security and reliability in 5G networks to make those networks safe for the public. In this direction, we have been doing some effort, and we have tried to frame the Indian telecom security assurance requirements. They are generally in line with the 3GPP and ITSI standards. However, we have brought in certain modification where we felt they are necessary. With this introduction to the subject, and of course, many of my panelists are going to talk to you about the different issues involved, as well as the future prospects, how we are going to, how the system is moving towards the 6G as well. So with these remarks, I request Dr. Tejuka Satoru to start his presentation, please.